Okay. A little early. I'm always early. You get drops again? That tells me that something went wrong in this. No, apparently there's just drops. Oh, apparently there's some frickin' Crunchyroll drop thing. Oh, don't get Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll bad, actually. They have done more to fuck over the anime community over the last couple years than the goodwill that they earned in the previous decade. So I'm not gonna say yay. I'm going to. The ashes. I'm gonna check my stuff. Woohoo! Some money. The eggs sold. Woohoo! Got some of the main. That's a pretty good one as far as making some dosh goes. Never mind. I thought it was a pretty good one. Eh. Give me those pennies. Bearskin. I haven't seen bearskin before. That's gotta be good, right? Yeah, that's pretty okay. I'm gonna let that person break it. We're just gonna add that. How's this going? I'm willing to go down to 4,000. I don't want to go too low though, because these cost me resources to make. How's the beet soup doing? You know what? I'll go to the 10k on the beet soup. That's fine. Garlic beets I'm not willing to go any lower on. Rubies I'm not willing to go any lower on. Fallen tree. Losers. Selling a fallen tree for 50 gold? What's wrong with you? I'll never be a gillionaire at that rate. And then if you're not a gillionaire, how are you going to spend all your money on a fancy scythe? Huh? You need to have money to spend money. Something like that. We're repaired. Ugh. Alright. It's early. People aren't going to be here yet. It's fine. What am I going to do? Go see if anyone's hanging out with themselves. But yeah, we did get through the Thancred thing. I'm a little boo because politics. I guess I have to do the political ask. I'll hop up here to do the political ask. That's the right pose. Thursday, wee hours of the morning, the House of Representatives in the United States of America passed a budget, which is amended to do a bunch of shit. And by a bunch of shit, I mean, beyond the normal. The normal Republican bullshit is raise taxes on the poor, cut taxes on billionaires, cut social services. But this goes above and beyond. This cuts SNAP benefits, which is the benefits for low-income families to actually eat. I don't know if you know this, but if you want somebody to get a job, that takes energy, and you need food to have energy. So, if you want someone to get a job, they need to be able to eat. Then, they slash and dash Medicaid, which is the poor folks' insurance. And before I get to the bit which is super bad, just want to note that they severely slash funding across the board in ways that will cause thousands upon thousands upon thousands of Americans to lose health care. And they added work requirements nationally, which means, without exception even, which means that if you are in the United States and you are so disabled by your illness that you cannot work, then you no longer get health care, which means you can no longer get treatment for your illness, which means it will get worse, which means you'll die, basically. They've said if you're so disabled you can't work, you should die. That's what they say there. Not great. As a disabled person, I go, that's not cool. Now, I can still work. My profession, as much as it has gone places I don't like in the last few years, is one which my disability does not inhibit me from working at. Unless a third party comes along and says, you, very bad. But that's not good. It's not very good at all. But this brings me to the bit I am immediately not happy about. The part that affects me directly. This amendment will include a complete ban on Medicaid, which we've already said, medical health insurance for the people too poor to get health insurance, and CHIP, that's like Medicaid for children, and Affordable Care Act plans. This next thing that I'm going to talk about affects all three in all of those. Affordable Care Act plans, well, that's if you don't get insurance through a job, but you make enough money to afford and you can't afford private insurance. Well, there's some cheaper insurance plans that you can spend your out-of-pocket money on. All of these have been ruled, not ruled even, declared in this little budget bill. I want to repeat, this is a budget bill. This is allocating money to government departments bill. That Medicaid, CHIP, and ACA plans, that is, shall not, alright, I didn't even talk about that yet, shall not cover gender-affirming care. They use the word procedures because procedure sounds like surgery, and people are like, oh, well, it's reasonable that the government shouldn't pay for your new vagina. And setting aside that, the new vagina can actually be very important for some transgender people to function in society and actually is medical care. No, this means hormone replacement. And it doesn't ban hormones. I've heard some people saying that. It doesn't ban hormones. It bans hormones for trans people. So, like, if you are the RFK and you need some testosterone for your dick to work right, then you can have testosterone. But if you're a trans man, no tea for you. If you are a woman with menopause, well, they'll probably deny you estrogen for some reason anyway, because they hate women, but this isn't stopping them. But if you're trans, no estrogen for you. Now, I'm not familiar with all the ways this can screw over our trans-masculine brothers, but as a trans-feminine individual, I feel it is important to note that if you have not been screwed out of getting any sort of bottom surgery by your insurance or people going, oh, well, you're fat, that the bottom surgeries remove your testicles, which removes your body's capacity to produce levels of testosterone at the levels that you need for your body to have sex hormones at. So if you can't get exogenous hormones, which is hormones that you stab into your thigh, you don't have the so-called sex hormones, which do other things besides sex. They do things like heart health and brain health and bone health, and basically if you have none of them, you die. So this amounts to any transgender person who relies upon Medicaid or an Affordable Care Act plan, regardless of age, it's not just youth anymore, it's everyone, well, they get to die if they've had bottom surgery. And I can hear my mother's judgy voice now going, well, if you make better choices, choices. Somebody who made the choice in 2017, when everything looked like it was going pretty well, even though Trump was president, they would be dying. I know plenty of people back around that time period who... 2017 wasn't even Trump yet. Yeah, it was Trump. 16 was that election. I know plenty of people around that time who went, hi, I have a well-defined job. I have a career. I'm established in my career. Things are going fairly well. This is the time when I can finally safely afford to transition. And they went from being horrible alcoholics and destroying their health to lovely women with jobs and careers and loved ones and families and brand new sparkling vaginas paid for by their own private insurance dollars. Many of those women lost their jobs during COVID, because if you remember, a lot of tech people lost jobs during COVID. And I can tell you from my personal experience, a long career in a company where you're a cis guy and transition to a trans woman, they're going to be fine with you. But then you go to hire at new places and people are like, because they think, trans women might be a liability. We have this reputation, probably because we yell a lot online, because, people are trying to murder us and we don't like that. But we have a bit of a reputation for being troublemakers. If you're listening to this and you are considering hiring a trans person, remember, we don't really cause trouble at work. Like, we don't go, oh my god, they use the wrong pronouns at work. We don't really care. Oh, we got a war. It's a Leo. Leo, you're interrupting my politics rant. Oh, that's good. I freaking love Leo. Also, I don't think Leo was Lala before. Leo joined Lala. Woohoo! But yeah, I have to finish my announcement, my thing. Call your senators, because it hasn't passed the Senate yet. And we need to stop it in the Senate before it kills literal friends of mine. I don't remember Leo. I must know Leo because Leo's orange. Do a little shrug. Well, everyone should. Something, something, call your senators, have them oppose the big murder bill. Rah. Being told to take it easy and not burn out. I am taking it easy. I'm doing what I have to do to pay rent. And then not get murdered by the state. It's not going to affect me immediately because I have private insurance through my job, but it's important to remember private insurance follows public insurance. Mr. I know nothing, I just want to make the world burn. Come on, Leo, get better. No adventure point. Avoid the fire spots. I live in the fire spots. This is the US. I can't afford to leave the US. They won't even give me a passport. I can't avoid the fire spots. Leo. Bop, bop, bop. It's actually a worry. But we're here to play. We're here to have fun. I just had to tell people to do that. Also, as Halabali showed in the chat, the bill also back-end dissolves the Department of Education. I am now explaining to someone in Final Fantasy XIV that no, I can't just leave the US because they won't give me a passport. And, yeah, no, it is big and complicated. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting... Yay, I'm getting a thing. Here. You can have this worthless fur in thanks. I got an egg. Yay, I'm not an egg, though. I am very out. I'll crack the egg, and by which I mean... Nom 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 nom. Eat the egg. I can't do that anymore. My girlfriend's out. World Lalafell Day, June 14th. Woo! What am I getting? More egg. Full stack of eggs. Leo left. Okay. Yay. Ugh. We're gonna look at Alexi. What's Alexi's outfit today? See, if I could do cosmetic mods without, like, risking getting my account off because I stream, I would absolutely, just because I know that some friendlies use things that I can't see. And I want to see them. Like, it's creative stuff. I don't want to give any names. But anyway, on a completely unrelated note, what outfit are you wearing today, Alexi? You're wearing... Is this light steel? Okay, it's just light steel. Colored bronze. Brass. Not bronze, brass. Well, I have a full thing of egg. Well, full thing of egg. I've done my money. I have done my rant about the government. I could always rant more about the government. I am always open to rant so much about the government. Today and tomorrow, in the city of Baltimore, Artscape is going on. Honestly, if it weren't for local government bullshit, I would probably have canceled stream because of that. Because Artscape, really cool event. But I have not. Because Baltimore has an artists district. It's a big historical artists district. It's where the artists live. It's where one of the oldest art universities in the United States is located. It's where several major art businesses are. It's like, it's the art district. It's where you go to do art. And it's not very far from where I live. So I take it seriously. I love the art district. It's wonderful. Hi, Cass, love. Num num num. Drink. But Mayor Scott, in his infinite wisdom, I defended you. Mayor Scott, I've defended you, and you betray us so by moving Artscape downtown. And a month earlier? Like... Okay, I know that Artscape's normally at the end of July. End of June. You need to drink more water. Yes, more water. Love, more water. More water. Not so much water that you, like, give water poisoning, but it's like a couple cups of water. Make sure that you have a cold shower. Not a warm, comfortable shower. A cold, burr, I don't like it shower. Bring your core body temperature down. Oh, so important. The shower must be cold. Wow, I jumped off. But yeah, Artscape is supposed to be... Speaking of overheating, Artscape is supposed to be, like, like, after Pride. You have Pride, you have Artscape. And it is, like, in the hottest... Historically, it's the hottest weekend of the year. Okay. Historically, Artscape's in the hottest weekend of the year. Major arts, and it's in the art district, and it's lots of fun. But they moved it to this weekend, downtown, to revitalize downtown businesses. Well, drink more water. I hate salt. Ugh. This is why I hate salt. I'm unique, though. I know on salt. Ugh. But yeah, it's also bad because downtown right now is supposed to have the farmers market, and they have forced the farmers market to be closed for the weekend so they can do Artscape, which means instead of having the Artscape in the neighborhood where the artists' businesses are, so that the artists' businesses can have their art installations in front of their businesses and go, look, you like the art? Here's more of the art. Instead of having it there in, like, a big, cool part of the city that's easily reachable from outside the city by light rail, by regular train, and by the interstate. And is otherwise very quiet. Like, it's a very quiet neighborhood. And it's just like, it's not like the most, wow, look, Baltimore's clean and shiny because it's the arts district. Things are a little not clean. There's a bit of trash. There's art on every building, and lots of that art is not there legally. Instead of having that there, in the middle of the summer, when all the kids are off of school, where everyone's having their vacations and people can come into town for Artscape, one of the biggest celebrations in Maryland, the mayor, in his infinite wisdom, moved it downtown by an interstate without an access point into downtown, where it's much louder, where there are fewer shops, where there are fewer businesses, where you can't take the train into town, where you can't take the light rail into town, where, again, the interstate doesn't dump you off onto the street, where there is no parking, and where none of the artists are. 2 months early, while everyone's still at school, while everyone's studying for finals, while parents can't take vacations. Good job, Mayor Brendan Scott! You made a bad decision. I defend him. I defend Mayor Scott a lot, because most of the things people say about Mayor Scott are fucking stupid racist bullshit. But I ain't gonna cut him slack when he does something stupid. Who do you think I am? And I'm already angry, so, you know, I don't gotta go very far to get there. So yeah, I'm not gonna say boycott art space because the artists need money. I'm just not gonna go because I'd rather play 14 than go downtown. And then tomorrow I'm not gonna go because I have to work with everyone to make sure we get our national phone banks running so that we can tell you to call your senators to oppose the big murder bill. Because even the Republican senators who have mostly made up their mind, if they get lots and lots and lots of phone calls saying, hey, SNAP benefits, what the hell? Hey, Medicare, what the hell? And hey, you told us this trans stuff was about trans youth, and why are you trying to remove healthcare for the trans adults? I thought we were agreeing that the adults could decide what they wanted to do with their bodies. All of that shit. Not all of them will, but some of them will. In fact, if the Democrats hadn't died in office, it would have failed. It would have failed in the House if Democrats would stop clinging to their offices until they fall over dead. Like, you have to understand, 3 House Democrats have died in office this term already. And the bill passed by 1 vote. Like, it's important to note, the bill passed by 1 vote in the House. So number 1, if those 3 dead Democrats had been alive, it would have failed. Number 2, this means Republicans were voting against it. That there are enough Republicans in the House that it should have been a relatively easy thing for them to pass. So, number one, there's enough Democrats in the Senate that if they are willing and push, they can cloture that shit. They can keep that shit from passing cloture. But more importantly, Republicans are already starting to go, oh, right, this is not the small government. This is a very big government. This is a... You could even say that this is an N-class government. N for Nazi. Because it is. God.
I just
Indeed.
woke up not too long ago.
Huh?
I just woke up not too long ago.
And I'm already pounding you with bad news. Ugh. Well, don't worry. According to the Facebook AI advertisement, if we keep trying, we'll make you pregnant. What? Fucking
I would hope so.
Facebook AI. Yeah.
Actually, no. Raising a kid in this economy.
I still can't believe Facebook went, oh, you're a woman, let's start giving you the women ads. And all the women ads are, here's the tricks on how to get pregnant. Keep trying. That's all the AI voice, and like half the shit is just absurd. Like, have you tried rubbing lemon juice? It's like, I beg your pardon. Facebook AI advertisement. Are you telling me to put lemon juice on my non-existent cooch to increase my odds of getting pregnant?
Yeah, that just reminds me of an episode of How I Met Your Mother, where Marshall and Lily were like still trying for a baby, but like Marshall wanted a son and Lily wanted a daughter, and apparently lemons are the key to having a daughter. I don't know how that works.
Listen, the key to having a daughter is to make sure that she feels pretty in a dress when she's 4 years old. Obviously. Doesn't matter how they're born. If the Republicans are correct, all you need to do is pressure, and then you too can make your disappointing son into a beautiful transgender daughter. We know that's true because Marco Rubio said it.
Oh dear.
Alright, there's an event going. It's like... hide in the cactus.
I'll be over here at the front line in the cold. Apparently wearing a matching outfit with Alphino.
Yeah, we need to go finish the war in Garlemald. Ugh. I got the event done.
Yay.
I was successfully Thancred. And then after we were done being Thancred, the rest of it was really freaking awesome. But
yeah, I don't know why they had to like put all three of that in one duty.
for real. Camp Broken Glass. Also, Free Sisters, I'm sorry, we're gonna... change out the minion.
I might as well change my too. It's too cold for rain. She doesn't have an outfit for that weather.
I don't think that it's good weather for the chicken either. Or the kitties. Goodness gracious, no, you're gonna freeze to that spawn. Okay, Palico, you are well dressed. Hurrah! Kalabali.
I have a puppy. I think it's a wolf puppy. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't started 16 yet.
I started 15 a couple days ago. And I kind of want to play more 15.
I saw a clip of you getting mad over the car scratch.
I parked the car. Like, you don't, like, park. It automatically drives you, and you say, I want to park now. And it pulls you over, and you park. And then when I'm doing things, off to the side, I hear a big crashing noise, and I turn over, and there's a car that's just, like, stuck there. And it had run into my car. I was like, what the hell? Are you really matching Alpha now?
Well, the color's a bit off. If you look really closely, the color's a little off, but it looks...
Oh my god! Twinsies! One of you is going to have to change. And it ain't gonna be Yura. Don't give me that look, Alfie. Do you know what your voice actor called you? Do you know what your very own voice actor called you when he ran into you at the end of ARR recently? I read it in the news. He called it a jump scare. Because it changes from Sam Riegel to Colin Firth, and Colin Firth was like, I've never actually played Final Fantasy XIV. I'm going to actually see what my voice is given to. And then he's like playing along and is like, oh, Sam Riegel's doing a good job with this character. I wonder... I mean, I did a better job, but, you know, he did good. And then he gets to the end, and it's like, suddenly, Colin Firth voice, and Colin Firth is like, oh my god, it's a jump scare. That's my voice. That's not Sam Riegel. All respect to Colin Firth. That's the only voice. Alphado's voice is the only one that I think was better before, because, I don't know. I like Sam Riegel. alisae. It shouldn't be long before we have a half-decent camp with so many helping hands. I was concerned the snow might hinder our progress, but our Ishgardian friends are used to working in conditions like these. Yay! In spite of the obstacles we faced, our plan proceeds apace. Just a little further and we'll reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we are to discuss a course of action with Lucia. Would you mind asking Stola and Graha to join us in the building to the northeast of camp? alisae and I will meet you there. Sure. Stola, Graha. This way. Barthélemy! Oh! Go, go, go! Fight, 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 fight! Excellent job. Train well, men. Are you both men? I don't want to misgender anyone. You're a man. You're not the person. You're a man. Okay. No misgendering going on. Fight well, men. This is perilous terrain. You hear me? Keep your guard up at all times. You can do it! Brah! I believe in you! Get a sex change! A meeting? Yes, I'll make my way over once my head is cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. They are thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. It is the monstrous tower on the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Are you sure that the tower is the aura of malevolence and not Sadhu, the aura of malevolence? Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Zot, only far more terrifying. Aether flows unceasingly towards it, converging into a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For the blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping to anchor my senses in the here and now. Tell the others I shall be with you in a few moments. Nobody likes my joke. Remind me that needs to be the clip. That me making that bad joke and you being like, no one found that funny, needs to be the clip.
I wasn't paying attention.
I said, are you sure that it's the tower that's the aura of malevolence?
Oh,
and not Sadhu, the aura of malevolence.
Oh, I thought you meant something after that.
June! Egbert? No one, my jokes are falling flat today. Raha.
I'm sleepy.
My jokes are falling flat. No one liked my Sadhu pun and no one liked my Homestuck reference.
What's a Homestuck?
It's me when my back is out.
Okay, that's a good one. Like, I'm sorry, but also that's a good one.
Finally, I made one. You'll be pleased to know that most of the Tempered have been quartered inside the nearby buildings and are receiving treatment as we speak. I do, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that's clearly passed since, one would have expected to find them ransacked. Strangely, there's no signs of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble, though it seems to me they left far too many useful possessions behind. Although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were tempered. Sorry, I was merely thinking aloud. You mentioned a meeting? I'll make my way there. Don't worry. There is no Third Amendment here. Also, the only time that the Third Amendment has ever come up in the history of the United States, it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court was like, we don't have enough precedent to decide this, and it's already done.
Oh dear.
The Halabali's all hopping, like, get over here, stop making jokes.
I'm sorry, which exactly is the Third Amendment again?
The one about thou shalt not quarter soldiers in civilian homes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Without permission, right?
Yeah. Basically, the government can't come to you and say, the soldiers are going to live in your house now. Serena, is Sadhu behaving? Virgilia is in our care, along with the rest of the Tempered. Glory to Garlemald, glory to Garlemald. They still whisper in their sleep even as they writhe in pain. That's not disturbing at all. Rabon taught me a lot about military strategy during exercises in the fringes. Coordinating units with wildly different capabilities, surveying and securing hostile terrain, that sort of thing. Now I have a chance to put his teachings into practice. Good job, Lise. Don't fuck it up or we're all dead. Sickard. Miss Serena again. She's right there. Oh, you're ahead of us.
Nope.
Hell's bells, this place is bloody freezing. Rather be tied to a topmast in a storm than suffer this cold any longer. Anyone who can spare a swig of rum, that'll sort me out. No, it's going to actually reduce your core body temperature and make it worse. The Tempered soldiers are sleeping soundly while they undergo treatment. There are too many to attend to at once, but I and the other healers will see to all eventually. Good job. Moxie! All that remains of Lateran. Homes become empty husks. If this is the state of the outlying villages, I dread to think what's become of the capital. Thank you for informing the others of the meeting. When everyone's here, we'll begin. Cutscene. Again.
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city. For therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroid's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glacies are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers and their ministrations. Of course, I will require a proxy of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, 'twould be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern.
You were just complaining about it, Sigurd.
All the houses round here are fitted with cerulean heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is, the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next. My smiths reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Understood. The machinists will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
We've made our presence known to the Telophroi. They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garlemald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace. How about you, Graha? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
'Twould be my honor to be of service, though I doubt that you of all people need rely on my tricks.
Raha, your chest and neck should not be out like that in this weather. You are going to freeze to death.
That leaves us
That's
with
why I didn't
guard
bring that
duty.
coat and I brought this jacket instead.
As a matter of fact, I have something else in mind for
At
the
least
two
it
of
has
you
a
and
fur hood.
Alphino.
At least Graha has a fur hood.
Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rhine. I would have you search the area for survivors. Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields.
Ice fields! I love ice fields! No, I don't.
As ever, you do not want for enthusiasm. But given your experience traipsing about through Kurthus, I should be surprised if you let a little inclement weather dampen your redoubtable spirits.
Lucia's like,
And even if that
really?
were the case, the promise of hot soup upon your return would surely spur you to action. You all have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
Where? Ice fields.
We look like an ice world. Oh, here we go.
Could be worse. Could be snowing. What was it? I swear it wasn't snowing when the cutscene started. I never thought myself much of an explorer. Though I suppose my adventures have taken me to all sorts of strange and distant places. With that in mind, traversing an ice field should be a simple feat. I'm an alien. Do you want to do this? This is odd precipitation. There's this odd perception that the Guardians have lived their whole lives in the snow, but it really wasn't that bad before the calamity. And afterwards, well, I was rarely more than a few paces from a raging fire. This dreadful place, on the other hand, is nothing but cold, cold, cold. It's my understanding that Isambard has always been this way. Gods, can you imagine? I see your minion, Alabali. It's that's fault. Gods be good. If it's this cold with Tatru's clothing, I dread to think how we'd fare without it. Must remember to thank her next time we meet. Makes me realize, too, that while the people of Garlemald have spent their whole lives in conditions like these, even they'd be hard-pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes. If there are any survivors, we must find them, and quickly. Okay, Emmy. Point us in the way. Oh, chums, been given something to do, have you? As it happens, I too have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like a rather tall order. Since you ask, we're to scour the Emblem Rime for survivors. What? Water around ice fields on the off chance you find someone? You take forever to finish the job without the benefit of my expertise, or more specifically, my telescope. Come, friends, I know just the spot to begin our search. I'll probably regret this, but we may as well humor him. The expansion seems set on making my life miserable.
Nah.
I'm gonna be in my nice warm robot. Vroom. I love that mount, Halabali.
Such a good man.
Huh.
Makes a lot of noise, though.
Few buildings I can see don't appear to be residences. They still warrant investigation, though. I'm surprised by how many wild beasts there are roaming about the place. Perhaps now that soldiers are gone, they're free to wander and forage as they please. Why are we getting the Doma music? I spy with my little telescope. A massive sheep thing. Or maybe it's a cow. Not what we're after either way. Is that an aether current? Oh no, it's just a wind sprite. Oh, over that is all snow, snow, snow. Lo, what do I see o'er yon hillock? There's no mistaking it. It's a girl. A survivor? Show me. Over there, behind that tree. She looks like she's running away from something. Though, surely not us. She wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell is that she's wearing a pale green dress. A rather fetching one at that.
Focus!
She'll be long gone by the time we're anywhere near. We should be able to follow her footprints. I'll let Lucia know where you're headed. Oh, and take these warming tinctures with you. Poor girl must be chilled to the bone, if not on the verge of freezing to death. That's actually very thoughtful. Thank you. Won't you need some for yourself? Oh, no, no, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less. Unless we forget, the very reason we're here is to protect those in need. Now go, and Godspeed.
Okay. Big donkey time.
Searching for footprints in the snow. I see them.
I thought we were going to do another telescope mini game.
I thought so too. Footprints in the snow. This way.
Leads east.
There they are. Towards alisae and Alphado. Lead towards the building. Monitoring Station G. According to the label here, this place was used by those involved with extracting ceruleum. We're getting closer, I'm sure of it. First, we thought she'd gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look to be opened in some time. She might still be nearby. We'll keep looking around here. Then again, it's also possible she ran right past the place. Would you mind searching ahead? I wonder if it has anything to do with the sparkles in the snow. Cassie, love, this would help with your overheating being out here. Brr. It's a girl surveying her surroundings. We could call out from this is might attract wild beasts. Be safe to get closer first, but you must do so without drawing her attention. Oh, when I was complaining in the Frequent Flyers Discord about the Thancred stealth, and they were making fun of me because apparently they all love that weird rapist. They were warning me that this part was coming. Apparently this is the part that all the Thancred lovers hate. Therefore, it must be good. I imagine it's still going to be bad. Yellow turning indicators signify she will detect you when turning around. Make sure to use cover. A circular area signifies you'll be detected for following too closely.
Oh, whoops, I messed up.
So far, so good. Girl in green. Nope, I'm not here. It's just Halabali fighting the thing. Don't worry about it. This beast spot me, I'm done for. luck holds. Those fight noises, I'm so scared of them. Gotta keep going, they're all depending on me. I thank you, Alabali. Only a little further. Oh my gosh, this is like... Okay, the final sprint. Hi, girl. Still in one piece. Could you imagine being her and you're like, oh, I'm home safe, and then suddenly, zoom, right in front of you.
Yeah.
A Lalafell. In a pirate hat. Cutscene, that's wrong. I was on the other side of her. I teleported. Who are you? Stay back! This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow the place sky high. Please, we just want to talk. I'm Alphado. This is my sister alisae, and our good friend Gobo. We have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones responsible for all this. You did this to us. We didn't, I promise you. One of the other reasons we came was to find out what happened here, in fact. The Telophoroi are the ones to blame. They're the ones who laid waste to Garlemald, and they won't stop until they've destroyed the entire world. They're the enemy. Our enemy. Your enemy. On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who'd been made their thralls. Poor souls are now in our care and are striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we've met who wasn't already enslaved. How were you able to escape the Telophoroi's influence? Are there any others like you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? My name's Licinia. As for how I've managed to stay sane, I've been asking myself the same question. Ever since that night and the roar, that terrible roar, and then the screams. I was screaming too, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Then came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare. I thought maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. If your hells are real, I saw one that day. I ran past friends, people I'd known all my life. Eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggle with soldiers, but I didn't stay to watch. I fled as far as my legs could take me. Do you have family here? Is this their home? No, this is Victor's Spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers. Or it was. Now it's me and a few others are, borrowing it. As for explosives, I was making that up. I just wanted to keep everyone else safe. I didn't know you were... Truth is, our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help, can you? Of course, whatever assistance we can provide, we will. Thank you. I'd better tell the others first, though. Wait here. Get fucked, totalitarian colonel. I don't want your cheap viewers. My viewers are worth so much more than cheap. This is everyone. Cinia says you can be trusted, but these are desperate times. We'd be fools to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, will you provide us with means of heating the place, as a sign of goodwill? We could take you at your word. If that's too much to ask, then leave us be. Time to put my firewood gathering skills to use. Could you provide the spark with a little magic, alisae? We'll have a fire burning in no time. Will we build it under the gazebo? The what? Oh, you mean the bower? Yes, do what you will. Do they also have ceruleum heaters? We could just grab some ceruleum.
Where did I even get all the ceruleum anyway?
Garlemald's where you mine ceruleum. I'm pretty sure. Like, you get ceruleum from Garlemald and from North Thanolin. I think those are, like, the places. So I'm sure there's ceruleum around here. Bum, 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 bum. Cinia, are you okay? Are you gonna give me pants? I love pants. Sorry, I was still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running around, so I'll leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in far worse state than me. We're planning to look for somewhere warmer or with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health. Which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? In theory, but I haven't done healer for ages. I am mostly just, stab. Ooh, that's a nice gazebo. Excuse me, bower. Oh, it's a radio! Neat.
Oh, okay, so that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's right here. Fire! Ah. What they need most is a decent meal. We have food back in camp, but it's the distance to consider. All's well. All's well. A food in my belly and a song in my heart. I can feel my fingers again. That's good. I can treat their frostbite and wounds, but it'll take time for the fire to do its work. Now would be a good occasion to make use of Amenilian's tinctures, the ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Would make sure to give everyone gets one? Tincture! Have one. Be warm. Warming tincture? I've never heard of such a thing. No harm in trying. Tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling it that seems absurd after what's happened. It's nothing but ruins now. A few buildings still standing offer no more than meager protection from wind and snow. Food production, water production, the magitech that sustained us has come to grinding halt. What machina there remains operational cannot be run for lack of ceruleum. Of course, cerulean is full of the stuff for all the good it does us. No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. All's well, yes, never better. Oh, what sweet libation is this? Is it poison by any chance? It's a joke, if I last, is that I may not weep? So said the poet. Alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fall. We're blessed, damned, to bear witness to the fall of the great empire, while our brethren lie dead or live on as puppets of flesh. First came the war, then came the roar. When morning came, Garlemald was no more. In a cacophony of gunfire, explosions and screams, was our beloved capital razed to the ground. From the rubble rose the disheveled remnants, their lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly towards the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering perhaps to the architect of our destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But I knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. Damn! I wasn't aware that we were going to be having like a post-apocalyptic game. Are you okay, despondent refugee? What do you want? I want you to drink my warm goo. Well, I may as well drink it, I suppose. This? It's a radio. You don't have them where you come from, I take it. We use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. There are different types, but this model is by far the most popular. Made with quality components, crafted with the finest ore, so sourced from Locus Amonis, that is. Not at all useful since the capital fell to ruin. People at the broadcasting station must have either fled or ended like all the others, because all we ever been hearing is the same music, played over and over again. Home beyond the horizon. An ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral homeland of Locus Amonis. We may have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, but we always hope to take back what was once ours. 'Tis a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe Emperor Varys yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. 'Twas a cunning strategy faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Yes, I'm sure of it. Emperor Varys would not be defeated so easily. I think we should make sure that the lady also gets one, probably.
Probably.
Cydia. I have some warm goo from a Manilian. What is that? It's warming goo. So this is what you've given the others. Thank you, I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Sure. Are you part of the group staying in Laterum? I saw Legatus Virgilia's troops heading towards the Magna Glaciers a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Yeah, I killed a lot of them. Camp Broken Glass, you call it. And Virgilia and her men are all there now. So how did you reach the Magna Glaciers? Did you cross the mountains on the foot? We used airships. Airships? Then there might be a way to... Cydia, where is everyone? Is something the matter? I heard a frail voice. You're hiding someone. A voice from inside? You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. Perhaps a baby almost found its way in the house. Wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to settlements. Some have been known to attack people, too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat a Legatus, surely a few beasts shouldn't pose a threat. If you have a mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake? There's a small group of trappers living there. People whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what we can tell. I've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange, lots of food, and that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, to even reach their den, we have to make it past all those creatures. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the tappers. You'd best watch out for baby Almestes while we're away. Of course, if I see any, I'll be sure to shoo them away. To reach Tapper's Den, you cross the lake. Ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to use the long way around. Finding the entrance can be a bit tricky, too. It's easy to just look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. Now you see, when I'm not being sneaky, I have... this.
Where'd you get that anyway?
Achievement guy. It's one of the, like, achievement ones, I think.
Oh, nice. I really need to visit the achievement person.
Yeah. Like, there's more than enough points. You should be able to get everything he has to sell. Boom. My gosh. Could we get... One moment. Can we get... Wow. Haha! Oh, of course you can. You've unlocked flying. It's cheating if you unlocked flying. Hey, those are Almestes. I see.
There should be an aetheryte wind current somewhere.
Yeah. One of these days I'm just gonna do, like, a Monday after work or a Tuesday after work if I miss Cube because of the train running late. I'll just, like, gather a bunch of aether currents. Hello, burly Tapper. Who goes there? How'd you find us? You. What do you mean? I stand out like a sore thumb. If the purebloods over at Victor's Spoils haven't given away our location, you'd never have found us. Those stuck-up assholes thought they could come waltzing in here demanding ceruleum with nothing to offer in return, huh? Looks like the boot's on the other foot now that the capital's gone to shit. Yeah, so they've resorted to sending you to negotiate? I know your game, so sword. If they think we'll give in to intimidation, they got another thing coming.
Oh.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, alright.
Not dead yet? Are you? Just, okay, kill you.
No.
There you are. Let's say, just after you left, Lincinia asked me to go and catch up to you. In case you needed a hand, someone must have let slip I have a little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. So this is Tapper's Den. Well, after you.
Oh, don't mind the bodies. I think they're asleep. Probably.
Sure, we'll say that. Blood everywhere. Who are you? What happened to the guards? Hi, I'm Gobo Bar. I killed your guards. I'm here to negotiate for ceruleum. Eorzeans and rebels here to save the people of Garlemald. That doesn't make any god's damned sense. Why in the hells would you pass up this chance to put those Imperial bastards to the sword? Let me guess, none of you are Garlean? You were brought here from other lands? Girabania, Yansha, Bozja, Damaska, name but a few. Some dragged here against our will, others fed bollocks about a better life. All put to work extracting ceruleum. all given the esteemed title of An, placing us firmly on the bottom rung of the ladder. But the old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald, says we. Well, the only thing that's escaped more than less unscathed is Ceruleangans, still sustaining us, even with our paymasters out the picture. Oh my gosh, you mean to say that it's not the billionaires who own the company that make the company run, but the workers who work in the company? Oh my god! This is going to revolutionize society! We hear you're experts in drawing up ceruleum from the bottom of the lake. But how can you do that if it's frozen over? Wouldn't you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. At any rate, it's not as if ceruleum is used for much these days. What with the city in ruins, we take enough to power our heaters and save the surplus for later. Though it helps to stave off the cold, it does sod all about our hunger unless we can trade it away. But speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingent we got ceruleum by the barrelful. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to share. We can certainly ask, but if you're all free to go now, why carry on living here? Free to go? Go where? If we manage to get back to our homelands, there's nothing left for us, thanks to the Empire. And the knowledge and skills we acquired working here would be practically useless outside Garlemald. So we're staying for the time being. Long as there's need for ceruleum, we'll find a way to get by, even if Garlemald as we knew it is gone for good. Gone for good. Yay! It's a good thing Garlemald's gone. Regardless of what the Ilsabad contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be cause for celebration. For others, their whole way of life will have turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it's for the best it's consigned to history. What of the ordinary people, their lives, their stories? Should they be forgotten too? I suppose there'll be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum.
Are they using ceruleum to heat this pot?
Probably. Is that why it's blue?
Probably.
Pants! I don't think they're worth putting on right now. So you come seeking ceruleum. Yeah. The purebloods sent ya? Turn their enemies for help. They must be more desperate than I thought. Then again, Lysinia's got her little sister to think about. A sister? We only saw Lysinia and 3 men. It's possible she died from whatever was ailing her. If she needed treatment, I doubt there's any way to get it around here. I may have refused Lysinia at first, thinking she'd come back with something to exchange, but I can spare him a bottle's worth. Consider it reward for introducing me to the rest of your contingent. Be sure to send them our way, you hear? Can't for the life of me think why Lysinia would keep her sister a secret from us. But we can ask after we delivered the ceruleum. Come on, let's hurry back. You know what Halabali needs? A big mount so that they can ferry all of us around. With their powers of flight. Hi, Tursus.
So she was hiding her little sister. Well, probably hiding her little sister.
Why? I haven't killed anyone in her vision. She didn't even know that I had enslaved this monstrous beast yet. Such paranoia. And sweet and cuddly.
That's like the only way I could think of how she didn't get, like, immediately tempered. That she must have the echo, right?
Is that true about all of them?
I'm not sure.
All these guys down here didn't get tempered. All those people at the camp, at the manor didn't get tempered. Do we have a bunch of new people with the echo? Oh, Lucinia isn't here. Is Lucinia over here? No one's here. Where is everyone? Alisae. This isn't right. It's too quiet. I would have thought Alphino would be treating them by the fire, but they're nowhere to be seen. I'll look inside the house while you search outside. They can't have gone far. Okay, I think I need something faster.
The radio's gone too.
There's no radio. There's no fire.
Maybe they're in the corner.
It's the last place to look.
Oh, what happened here?
Damn it all. Alfie, what happened? They asked me to help carry supplies. When I followed them back here, they attacked me. Caught me off guard and forced me to defend myself. I fear they fared rather worse than me. You can't fool us. We know what you're about. Vultures is what you are, waiting in the wings for us to show weakness, then in you swoop. Here to help? Rot. A ploy to make us lower our guard. Let you in, put ourselves at your mercy, put us in chains, steal our lands, get revenge.
Oh, that's probably why they sent alisae with us.
You're wrong. That's not what any of us want. Save the arguments for later. We've got bigger problems. I found empty medicine bottles in a bed that was still warm. It's true, Lucinia was hiding her sick sister inside the house. But now, there's no sign of either of them. Where are they? Where'd they go? Away from you and yours. If you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. I'd never give up my people. We're trying to help them, you idiot! Her sister's ill. The empty bottles prove it. So the medicine ran out, or she put it in her pockets to make it easier to carry. Or to avoid the sound of clinking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To protect them from you! You invade our homeland, taint it with the same sorcery used to slay our countrymen. A Garlean should sooner die than suffer the insult. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, than be corrupted by your vile magic. We were waiting for a chance to free them, since the moment you arrived. This is getting us nowhere. I cannot say how Lucinia and her sister will react when we find them, but find them we must. Go on without me, both of you. I first need to tend my injuries, and theirs. I'll join you in the search after. All right, be careful. We'll do our best to find them quickly. There's only one path out of here, so that's where we'll start. Give me a fast mount. This is a pretty fast mount. Two sets of fresh footprints. Young women, judging by the size. It's definitely them. Come on. The trail stops at the frozen lake. Perhaps they chose this route so as not to leave footprints. I can't think of any other reason. Look at the place. It's crawling with beasts. I can only imagine how hard it must be for her ailing sister to cross the ice. We could really do with Alphino's help, but we can't afford to wait for him. Split up and look for clues. Oh, that's a slow mount. We don't have time for a slow mount. I said that's a slow mount. We don't have time for a slow mount. There we go. That's a better mount. Piece of paper. It's a flyer for a theater group. That isn't meaningful. It doesn't tell us anything.
Thinking it might have been a drop recently.
Almasty, have you seen a couple young ladies? Please tell me you didn't eat them. There, I see. I see something else in the distance. Fresh blood? The victim may be severely wounded. It leads southeastwards. Oh no. Southeastwards. Aura, have you found them?
Sorry. They were already gone by the time I got here.
They're already cold. Oh no.
Blood trail. We found one. They were attacked. No. Why wouldn't they?
Safer to brave the wilds than trust in our magic. We should have... I should have... We can't leave them like this. We have to take them home.
What if we're only making it worse?
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold. I heard the story about Varus's voice from beyond the grave. Of course, I didn't believe it, but Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there's something to the tale after all. I want to understand. So I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right. You had every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
Oh. Such a vast contrast to the current actions of the American government. Also, it's nighttime, so I should take my visor off so I can see. There must have been something we could have done, but what? Should we have never come here? Would they still be alive if we hadn't? If only we'd have a chance to talk things over. But that's too late now. Too late, by far. We've already caused enough harm here. Let's return to the camp before we cause any more. As for those inside the house, we should send someone to take care of them. Someone who isn't us. All we can do for now is make our report to Lucia, and do everything in our power to prevent further tragedy. So let us linger here no more. Come. These poor fish are gonna freeze to death. It's a really dramatic. That's not an arch. That's not an arch. Those are street lights. These aren't decorative arches. These are street lights. We're lighting torches under street lights. Oh my, that's a vibe. Would you mind giving Lucia a full report? You mustn't forget to send some of our allies to Trapper's Den. We still owe them for that bottle of ceruleum. Treatment of the tempered is proceeding as well as can be expected. If there's anything to report, you'll be sure to know. Do I gather you have something of your own to deliver? Is something the matter? Twins look out of sorts, and you seem a bit off. Forgive me for saying, but the three of you appear rather drained since your return. Is there aught I might do to be of assistance? Maxima, you're not going to be happy. Lucia, I stand on the table now to deliver bad news. Alisae and Alphino tell me they've finished the search for survivors. Refrain from saying much more than that. Clearly, they're reluctant to provide details. May I ask for your account? Yeah. Death, sorrow, tragedy. Fine, I'll get off the table.
Thank you for your report. We shall inform the troops of these developments and instruct them to proceed with the utmost caution should they encounter any survivors.
Allow me to go and speak with the ones at the victor's spoils. They may be more willing to listen to a fellow Garlean and accept our offer of assistance.
I pray you are right. And though I am loath to burden you any further, should there be an appropriate occasion to speak of Licinia and her sister, please do so.
I am sorry to have put you through this.
My distress is nothing compared to their suffering. So tell me, what else have we learned?
As you may have already heard, we have succeeded in curing the members of the Populares, Maxima identified. They have provided us with some intriguing insights into the current state of Garlemald. The assassination of Emperor Varus was the catalyst for the civil war. Nerva declared his claim to the throne, and his opponents refused to recognize it. Fighting broke out in the capital, where Nerva's 3rd Legion clashed with the 1st, who remained loyal to Varus even after his death.
Of course, even Imperial warmongers would balk at the idea of turning their shining city into a battleground. Like burning down the wood to spite the wasps. Neither side would be so mad. Unless something or someone inflamed their animosity to such an extent that they could not help but act against their better judgment.
It brings to mind events of the Gimlet Dark, does it not? The Emperor's sudden withdrawal from the front lines, specifically. Nerva and his father, Titus, Varus's then political rival, took advantage of rumors that Crown Prince Xenos had been possessed by a demon.
Elidibus, what better way to disparage your enemies than with the truth, or a close enough approximation?
Indeed. But before their accusations could be substantiated, many of Titus's followers were silenced. While some were merely stripped of their status, others died under curious circumstances. One after another, suddenly and suspiciously.
Oh my.
Again, Elidibus. Like as not, he had a hand in it. No evidence was found to implicate Varus, certainly. Nevertheless, Titus, Nerva, and the 3rd Legion would have judged it a brazen attempt by the Emperor to rid himself of his political enemies. And then, in the midst of this growing turmoil, Varus Sosgalvus is murdered. And Garlemald's own prodigal son, Gaius van Belsar, is named the murderer. Shortly thereafter, Nerva claims the right of succession, and in response, the 1st Legion claims the assassination was part of a coup d'etat orchestrated by Titus and Nerva.
So no one is at fault, and everyone else is to blame.
Oh my.
I should add that both parties received substantial financial backing, presumably to provide them with the means and encouragement to pursue a swift victory. And that these contributions came from the self-same benefactor.
Is this frickin' the person that Fandaniel's possessing's family?
I'd heard House Brutus had been filling the 3rd Legion's coffers, but the 1st as well.
It would seem so. Though the Populares determined that the 1st Legion received funds from a variety of organizations, all had connections to House Brutus.
So Fandaniel, in the guise of Alisae, was playing both sides against each other the entire time.
Damn it, Fandaniel.
The information we gained from my friends does not end there. One night, shortly after fighting broke out, the capital was shaken by an immense tremor. From that point onward, they have no memories, no recollection of any events, including our clash on the Magna Glaciers. But when asked about the Imperial Palace and its bizarre transformation, they somehow recall Emperor Varus giving them orders in their dreams. May the Tower of Babel stand as testament to the glory of Garlemald.
I'm sure that's not bad.
This sounds awfully familiar.
We have something to show you all.
Varus spoke to them through this radio. Perhaps it was a recording, but if not, that would be inexplicable.
We are of one mind, then.
The ether that permeates the ore used in this device is almost identical to that of the talismans.
Oh my.
I see it. While it is likely more by coincidence than design, these devices might also ward against a primal's influence. A picture is beginning to form. If the tremor felt throughout Garlemald was a wave of ether emitted by a primal, then while those within range would have been tempered, those huddled around a radio desperate for news concerning the Civil War would have been spared.
And we just took
No
that
wonder Licinia kept it
radio
close.
away from the survivors.
It's okay, they'll come to this camp and be near again.
My friends, I must speak with you.
Serena, what's wrong?
A young man was caught trying to steal our supplies. He is a soldier of the Iron Men, we think, but one who has not been made thrall. Thankfully, Magni restrained him before blood was spilled. The stranger is outside, if you wish to ask him questions.
It is with great sorrow that I say thank you, Magni.
I think we do.
Who do we have here?
Garleans? Traitors to your homeland! Have you no shame?
Okay, I kind of like this guy already. Takes courage to do that right there.
I am Lucia Junius, a temple knight of Ishgard. And you are?
Iulus Pier Norbanus. And that's all you invaders will get from me.
We are not here to invade Garlemald. Far from it. Like you, our allies in Eorzea and the Far East fight in defense of their lives and their loved ones even as we speak. But it is the people of Garlemald who have suffered most. This we know. And that is why we have come to offer you our aid, that we may unite against our common foe. Whether you believe me or not, those are the facts. Now, answer me this. Why would a proud soldier of the Empire be reduced to stealing? The situation must be dire indeed for you to go to such lengths. If it is supplies you seek, we would gladly share ours, or turn a blind eye while you leave with your spoils.
I will not negotiate. My commander will determine how to deal with you and yours. If you wish to treat with him, I will take you, but no more than 3.
We could do 5.
I don't much like the sound of that. But if we do accept his proposal, I suggest the 2 of us and...
Please allow me and Alisae to act as envoys.
May I ask why?
We have seen with our own eyes the hardships the Garleans face. How their futures and lives hang in the balance.
It's not the warmest invitation, but it's an opportunity to prove our intentions true. Maybe not a chance to make things right, but a chance to make them better.
And what would your mother say if I let you go by yourselves? Just a nod.
I can see that persuading you otherwise is a lost cause. But you will proceed with the utmost care.
And that means that we're bringing 5, young man, because my attendants come with me.
A couple of children and what? A sellsword? Is this an insult?
Not in the least. You will find that they are more than qualified to speak on our behalf.
Your commander will even
There are many
recognize me,
dangers
probably.
on the road ahead. I will need that back.
Halabali theorizes the tempering wave was a one-time effect. We don't know that for sure. Okay. Serena, keep Sato in check, please. We captured the boy as he was about to make off with our food. He must be very hungry to take such risks. Maybe we should give him something to eat. Reward him for his boldness. Ulysses Pierre Norbanus. It's unusual for one so young to achieve such a high rank. Very unusual. His uniform identifies him a member of the First Legion, where it has a particularly fierce reputation. Whoever his superior may be, I advise you to approach them with caution. They're resilient in the face of hardship. You as well. But good intentions and stubborn determination alone will not be enough to bring our mission to a successful conclusion. Be on your guard. Albric! 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 Wait. Wrong Albric. No.
Oh.
I worry we're not in the best state of mind to volunteer for this undertaking. But what's done is done. I know you will take good care of them, and yourself as well, I trust. Said your farewells, have you? The lowly task keeping watch over provisions would not normally befit the sun, but these being unusual circumstances, I will let no man take that which is not by rights theirs. Good job, Magni. You almost earned thank you, but then you were an asshole about it. Improve only a little bit, and you will maybe one day, with a little more improvement, you will maybe one day, possibly. Who am I kidding? You'll never kiss a girl. Perhaps it's unwise to volunteer for a mission so soon after the previous. Nonetheless, I'll not squander the opportunity. I know. This won't bring back Licinia or her sister. Taking the same risks, making the same mistakes, it's possible. But better than to try than give up. Every time. Exactly, Halabali. That is what Magni will never do. You'll be received as invited guests, so I urge you to observe proper social etiquette and conduct yourselves accordingly. Your safe return takes precedence above all else. Remember this. Thancred, in particular, will be worried sick if you're gone too long. May the Fury watch over and keep you. Ugh, Thancred. Fine. Visor down. Lead the way. Are you and the children ready? I'll explain the route once we're outside your camp. If anyone attempts to follow us, we'll judge it an act of hostility. We'll not hesitate to take appropriate measures. I'd expect nothing less. You have our full cooperation. Except for Thancred following us. I'm not an idiot. I know what that comment meant. Where do you think the headquarters are? I assume there are a few others besides him and the commander. We'll only do as instructed. After all, this is what we've been striving for since we arrived. Alright, this is far enough. Listen carefully. We head over that hill, then proceed to follow the road until we reach Liminal Station 4. Children in the lead, I want you where I can see you. We do have names, you know. I'm alisae, and he's Alphino, and last but not least, there's Gobo. Gobo? Where have I heard that before? No matter. Alphino and alisae will watch the road ahead while we bring up the rear. I wasn't lying about there being many dangers, so you're to run. Not saunter, but run toward the station. If you even think about going for your weapon, the deal's off. Should any creatures bar the way, we go around them. Make your way without falling behind. If you leave Julius behind for any reason or lose sight of Alphino and alisae, you can try again. Ready to make a dash? Nope, let's go. Ah, brisk walk. Maybe I shouldn't have started the run. Oh well, we'll have the jog going. No, don't go into the bear. This must be the road he mentioned. Ba, 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 ba. Follow this, it should lead right to the station. It's the easiest, not the easiest surface to run on. Ba, 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 ba. Better not draw attention. That's the station, I presume? What are all those noises? Don't worry about it. Is anyone following us? No. What about that woman? We're just traveling the same direction. And the cat. I don't... It's just some hunter. Not my problem. Liminal Station 4. This is it, the first stop that is. Good, looks like your friends know better than to follow us. Are these your headquarters? No, we're stopping here so I can check for pursuers. Since it appears you've kept to your side of the bargain, we can carry on. North of the station's the Rego Dunmorum, one of the main residential areas. Or at least it was. The afflicted roam the streets in packs. They'll tear us to shreds if given the chance. Keep close, no wandering off, understood? I wonder what sort of conditions Julius and his comrades are living in. If they have any sense, they'll have picked somewhere like Victor's Spoils to take shelter. We're getting closer to the Imperial Palace, if one can still call it that. It truly is a terrifying sight to behold. From here we'll be heading northeast, keeping to the left of the railway. While the route itself is straightforward, going past the hordes unseen is anything but. Keep your weapons at the ready. They would attack their own countrymen? Aye, they spare their own, but slaughter the rest without hesitation. Though we'll try to avoid detection, the chances of sneaking by completely unnoticed are slim at best. I'll lead the way, but in the event we're seen, you're to fight them off. Those two will follow us, provided they can refrain from drawing their weapons. Well, I doubt they'd be foolish enough to stab their guide in the back. I'll not take that chance. Let's proceed. So I fight them off. Alisae and Alpha do not. Okay, we travel on the left side of the pack, of the tracks. Oh no, they're being ambushed. Halabali, you drew that one out of my AoE. You made me press one extra button. SMH. Thank you. God damn it! We're perfectly capable of holding our own. We must stay alert. I see why your comrades chose you. Julius, our contingent has a cure for the afflicted, or tempered as we call them. Your people would need to be taken into custody that we may administer the treatment, but they can regain their sanity. Is that so? For all I know, your treatment would simply force them to forsake one master for another. As far as I and my legion are concerned, they're no longer our people. They are beyond saving. Those who thought differently and tried to reason were butchered for their bleeding hearts. Come, we have to keep moving.
Oh, that's where the train went.
On its side. More of them! Something, something, something. We're over-leveled for these encounters, and that's making me bothered again. Being over-leveled is actually not good for the fun of it.
Nope. Looks like they got a head start.
I meant what I said. These people deserve only death. I stayed my hand before only out of desire to remain undiscovered. And that is still the higher priority. We should continue to avoid any unnecessary confrontations. Keep following the railway. I just realized I'm level 95 and this is level 82 content. Like, I appreciate that a lot of people don't like leveling, and I also wouldn't like to grind up leveling, but like, gosh. These MSQs give out too much experience. If we're just kind of following the MSQ, we should be level 82, not level 95/100.
Oh, I think these guys were beyond saving.
Look what they've become. Would you stand there and claim they can be cured? Those exposed to a vast quantity of Primal's Aether may suffer severe corruption. Even with treatment, such victims are beyond salvation. Then you admit it. Now that you've seen these monstrosities for yourself, perhaps you think twice before speaking of a cure. I wish there was another way. I thank you for keeping us from harm. Even here in the outskirts, it's plain to see how different Garlemald is compared to other cities. We're almost there. You kept your side of the agreement, so I'll keep mine. This way.
Looking up, and that tower is closer than before.
Oh yeah. That's not great. This is Tertium, one of Garlemald's largest stations. It now serves as our headquarters. I've already seen the twins ahead, but I'll be with you soon, so wait me at the bottom of the stairs. It's one of their stations, like a military base? An outpost? A resupply station? Theodora? Oh. She has no intention of speaking with me. I guess it must be a resupply post or something, right? Like what? Like Blackbrush Station's a train station. Why would a train station be underground? That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe to get to places faster if they work hard enough, but that would be so impractical. Why would they?
It is a train station.
Okay, but why would they go out of their way to dig a hole just to put a train in it?
I had no idea they had such expansive structures built underground. Oh my god, and it's like warmer down here. They dig underground to be warmer.
Oh look, they even have an aetherite.
They're in a subway. I love it. It's plain to see why they chose this as a base of operations. They could have done a lot worse. Even so, I imagine it's not the easiest place to live. Indeed, and if Julius was willing to make the perilous journey to Camp Broken Glass in search of food, their own supplies must be all but exhausted. They may be shielded from the wind and snow, but it's still bitterly cold. Much like Victor's spoils, it must be a constant struggle to keep the people warm. Lower your voices, or you may be here as my guests. The others will not take kindly to your presence. My commander's in the locomotive over there.
Bless you.
Oh, people are sleeping here. I know you don't want to talk to me. I just want to see how you're doing. You've got, like, beds laid out and... Oh. It's not super pleasant, but you're making do. Some supplies and... Ah. This is like the administrative room. Now comes the true test. He certainly looks the part. Imposing commander. I'll deal with you in a moment.
These are their chosen representatives.
Very well. Let us hear what they have to say.
Yes, sir. I present to you our commander, Lord Quintus Van Kina, Legatus of the First Legion.
The First? I had no idea you had survived.
We lost our Emperor, our city, more than half our troops. For my wounds, I may never take the field again. But we survived, aye. In a manner much to your liking, I dare say.
We have no intention of adding to your misfortunes, nor do we bear you any ill will.
I bear a little.
Spare me. Though you children may speak in earnest, overtures of peace ever ring hollow in my ears. So long as man stands to profit from his neighbor's suffering, war is inevitable. Driven from our ancestral homeland into this blasted waste. Yet still you yearned to rob us of our paltry scraps. 'Twas only with Magitech that you learned to keep your distance. Though we knew it was only a matter of time before you regrouped and returned. Conquest and Empire were our only defenses. Emperors Solus and Varys understood this, and through their campaigns saw us grow and prosper. Much blood has been spilled in Garlemald's name, aye. But if it is a choice between yours and mine, then it is hardly a choice at all.
I do not deny that a great many conflicts throughout history were driven by the desire or necessity to gain by another's loss. That is not why we are here. Nor have we come to petition your aid in the war with the Telophoroi, grave though that threat may be. Our purpose is simply this. We wish to help you. Let us help you. If there is aught that can be done to ease your plight, we would be glad to do it.
Perhaps you would. But regardless of the ideals you espouse, your leaders would not send an army into Garlemald if they did not stand to benefit. If we accept their aid, they will expect their efforts to be rewarded once the Telophoroi are no longer a threat. And after compensation and concessions, the great empire would be brought to heel. Her enemies rejoice at her downfall, Our third eye, a mark of shame.
We won't stand idly by and let your people be humiliated. And we're not alone in that. We only want to make a difference, to make this world of ours better. Surely you can understand that. What I'm trying to say is, there are so many people who just don't care about making you suffer. And maybe that's almost insulting after all the suffering you feel the world has subjected your people to, but believe it or not, that's the truth. And now we're here, and all we're asking is for you to tell us what you want, what you hope for.
So much blood has been shed, so much lost. All because of this endless war. Who wouldn't want to end it? Can we not work together to face our problems as one?
Answer me this, young peacemakers. If a world without conflict is your desire, why reject the unity and prosperity of Garlemald?
Because it's run by it was run by an Ascian.
Is it because we do not share your faith? That we do not share your heritage? That our ideals and virtues differ? That we cherish and hold in the highest that which you do not?
Nope, it's literally just because your country was a puppet of Ascians.
Disparity is the root of discord, and peace built on compromise is flawed and fleeting. Happiness for one and all is a dream, and the reality is that to the victor go the spoils. That is why we Garleans will never submit nor surrender. For freedom and for pride, we will remain true to ourselves until the bitter end. That is my hope.
For those viewers who don't recognize, this is fascist ideology. This is the philosophical and ideological foundation of fascism as a broad class of ideologies. Not explicitly Nazism, not explicitly Christian nationalism, not specifically Islamicist jihadism. Like, the entire classification of fascist ideologies is built upon the ideal that different people cannot come together in unity, and that there must be conflict, that there must be an enemy, and there must be a victor. And every one of those assertions is, to the great fortune of the world, false.
It seems there is nothing more to say on the matter.
That's why you can't negotiate with fascists.
You will remain here while I decide what is to be done with you. Do not be alarmed. No harm will come to you if you cooperate.
We will not resist. However, as your guests, I ask that we be allowed to speak with the other members of your group.
As you wish. I had no intention of locking you up, as by dawn you would be frozen stiff and you're no good to me dead. You are free to move about the encampment, but there is one condition. Collar them.
They're a little bit young for pet play, sir.
What are these?
Incentive. You'll be watched at all times. Stray too far or act suspiciously, and we will administer a rather painful shock. Stop! Keep away from that one. The champion of Eorzea is not so easily cowed. Even if she allowed herself to be collared, the shock would be no more than an itch. No. If she refuses to obey, we will activate the twins' restraints instead.
Oh.
You needn't worry about us.
We'll forget we're even wearing them soon enough.
Even now, you still... Why go to such lengths? What is it all for?
On the coldest, blackest of nights, meager though it may be, we must share the warmth of our fire. Oh god, that's a Horshathon memory!
You are a curious one. A far cry from the merciless barbarian others paint you to be. You will be their warden. Take them away.
Yes, sir.
I'm not a merciless barbarian, I'm a merciless barbarian. Totally didn't pick my name between that and Tiamat just to make that joke. That would be cringe, and I am never cringe. Queso? Are you yummy on chips? While everything above ground is in complete ruins, the station has so far escaped more or less unscathed. It's far from the ideal place to live, but I prefer to take my chances down here than up there. It's not responding. No aetherite. It'll take more than a trifle such as this to deter us. Compared to what the Garlemald's people have suffered in recent days, these collars are a minor inconvenience. I have to remind myself not to touch it, even if it starts to itch. I'd rather not set it off by accident. Anyway, enough about that. Let's learn what we can from the refugees. Personae non gratae. Personae non gratin. Persona gratin. People with cheese. As per Lord Quintus's instructions, I am to supervise you during our time here in Tertium. Before you ask, no, I don't have a key or any other means to remove your collars, nor would I tell you if I did, and if you try anything, you'll soon wish you hadn't. So, you truly intend to speak with the others, or was that merely a ruse? We're in no hurry to disobey Lord Quintus, if that's what you mean. Or perhaps you doubt the wisdom of his decision. Do as you will, but remember, I'll be watching. If I catch wind of you doing anything untoward, trying to trick our people into turning coats and the like, those shock collars will be the least of your worries, you understand? Though we're somewhat compromised, to put it lightly, let's not waste this opportunity. I suggest splitting up and learning what we can of their situation. Above all else, don't use magic of any sort. You, on the other hand, may go wheresoever you wish, even outside the camp. I know full well I couldn't stop you if I tried. Do not forget, if you do anything to endanger us or our interests, Alphino and Alisae will pay the price. I kind of appreciate that the game is going, yeah, you're strong, we can't stop you. heard what I said? Don't make me repeat myself. What is that? Go. Don't do that. Ooh, I'm a spooky ghost.
Oh my god.
Ooh. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, back to normal. Ceruleum and other necessary materials are in short supply. Not sure how long we can last on the stores we have. It's you, Gobbo Bar! I served under Lord Gaius in the 14th Legion. I was there on the night the Praetorium fell. You and your adventurers, you killed them. My comrades, my friends, swept aside in their dozens as though they were nothing to you. And maybe I am too. Just another faceless enemy to be cut down. But it won't be long until our countrymen return. Until you get what you deserve, mark my words. Damn. That was, intense. Hi, Sabinius. So cold. It's on the verge of losing consciousness. Hi, Marcelinius. I know who you are. The so-called champion of Eorzea. Come to gloat, have you? I'll wipe that smirk off your face. By the blood of our fallen compatriots, I swear I'll... Ugh. Damn, I tore the sutures. Of all the times, the worst of the lot within striking distance, and I can't even muster the strength. If it weren't for the third bleeding us, we'd be the end of you. Virgilia's treachery nearly cost Lord Quintus his life. We made our escape, took shelter in a mansion, tended to the wounded as we prepared to strike back, and then... night fell and we gathered around the radio. Then the roar, the terrible roar. The capital was in chaos, but we were spared. If you call this a mercy, mind intact but body broken, a soldier in name alone, I'd cut you down where you stand if I could, murderer. Damn. The material stored here is property of the First. If you think we'd share it with the likes of you, you're very much mistaken. Damn. Oh, they have a radio. They have a radio here, too. The same model, even. Hi, Malleus. Get out of my ear, will you? I'm exhausted, and the last thing I need is you and your drivel. Okay. Amaneo? No matter what may betide, I've my daughter, and that alone shall keep me from succumbing even to the darkest of nights. Aw. Poppy? I've never been this cold or this hungry in all my life. While Garlemald was built on a frozen waste, the city was always a warm, inviting place. Now all we had is in ruins. I can't feel my fingers. Oh my. So cold. He probably hasn't had a proper meal in days. If only we'd brought some food with us, but perhaps I could use a little magic to... No, I mustn't. God, this is so frustrating. How much longer are we going to be stuck down here? This is no way to live. I mean, your apartments are bigger than mine. Is there what we may do to ease your wounds? Decimus. I know who you are. Gobobar, champion of Eorzea, yes? Our orders are to give you the run of our encampment, but I have my eye on you. So what business do you have with me? Tell me about yourself. I'm Decimus, Centurion of the First. It's my sworn duty to defend Garlemald from barbarians like you. Your very presence here is an affront to my honor. Okay. Hi, Queso. Not my name. You came with Julius, didn't you? Well, whatever business brought you here, you'd best keep your hands off the Aetherite.
Queso.
It's deactivated, but I'd rather you didn't mess about with it. There are others throughout the city, built by Garleans, for Garleans. You can teleport all over in a peak of an eye, provided there was a terminal nearby. These days, however, we use the Aetherite's power to keep the place lit, though that comes at the cost of its normal function. Queso. Quintus? I've made my position quite clear. Do not test my patience. Okay. I was just going to say, thank you. Your hospitality is lovely. I look forward to when we fight in the future and I murder you.
Oh dear.
Did you learn anything of note? Yeah, they hate me. Then your findings are consistent with my own. Their plight is desperate indeed if they hate you. The second injured are at greatest risk. Without warmth and proper nutrition, I fear they'll soon perish. I realize there's precious little we can do for them at present, but I cannot bear to see them suffer. Please, will you help me tend to them? Sure, I guess. Hey, Flavius. I am assisting somehow. Who's there? My eyes, I can't see all that well. Oh, thank you, the numbness has subsided a little. But I know I won't last much longer. You should look to the others who can still fight. Give them my ration. If me going hungry means someone else lives to see another day, so be it. At least I can still serve in that way. Alvino. So those you met fare no better? I was afraid you'd say that. I know we're warned against meddling in their affairs, but we can't leave them like this. Perhaps we might gain permission to have the contingent deliver supplies? Quintus may have made his feelings on the matter clear, but even he must recognize they're not in a position to refuse help. Maybe Julius can persuade him? Though we need to persuade Julius first. Julius! Julie. Let us bring you food. Well, seen enough. You need food and ceruleum. The people here have barely enough food and fuel to survive. Have you and the other soldiers been able to procure more supplies? We've been scavenging provisions from nearby houses, as most families kept some stored away, in event they were snowed in. Still, going out and getting it is dangerous work, and we've lost a lot of mouths to feed. Fuel's the greater concern, though. We had some ceruleum set aside until it was stolen. We haven't identified the culprit. Could have been other refugees or one of the afflicted, for all we know. Either way, we're down to the last dregs. Without the heating they need, those in poor health are only going to get worse instead of better. If it's ceruleum you need, our contingent's secured a ready supply. We can have some sent over. We will not accept your charity. If we can hold on a little longer, the situation is sure to change. Aye, everything will change. One of your comrades, those mysterious countrymen of yours, I assume? Heard something of it, have you? Well, from what I've seen, there's little you could do to interfere, so there's no harm telling you. One of our scouts spotted a hooded man issuing instructions to the afflicted, or in the bastard's words, loyal service of the Telophori. Then he made his way inside the Imperial Palace, or what stands in its place. We'd identified the seat of the enemy's power, we realized. Lord Quintus dispatched a messenger to the 10th Legion saying as much, and instructing them to join forces with the provincial legions, to prepare for a combined assault on the Telophori. When our allies arrive, your contingent will be sent running for the hills. Then we'll reclaim the capital by our own hand. How do you intend to survive in the meantime? At this rate, many of your countrymen will perish long before the reinforcements arrive. They need help now. Say the word and we'll bring your ceruleum. I'll speak with Lord Quintus. Also, like, which legion is the 10th? Are they the one we killed in Werlet? Are they tied down in Damaska? Are they tied down in Bosnia? Like, they're not coming, honey. So, did he agree to it? No, he'll not place Garlemald in the debt of her enemies. I have, however, been ordered to search for ceruleum outside. As you are under my watch, you will come with me. Very well. After all, many hands make light work. You lot are more trouble than you're worth. Once we're outside, you'll follow my instructions to the letter. We depart shortly. Julius finds himself in the somewhat bizarre position of leading ambassadors of an enemy contingent on a salvage mission. We'll begin our search for ceruleum in Regio Urbanissima. The first location is Forum Solius, a park to the northwest. You're to remain close at all times and act only as ordered. Follow me. Oh, I got shoes. I'm gonna check my shoes. Are they any good? They're pretty standard. Up we go. Out of the subway. This place is pretty cool. Down in a subway. Theodora, are you willing to talk to me now? There's only so much I can do until we're able to procure more medicine. We cannot safely move the injured, and what little provisions we do have are spent keeping both us and the survivors warm. I see. Sorry, I must take my fire horse out into the wastes. Fortunately, being an elemental beast of fire, she shall keep me warm. Mwahaha. Automated slasher. This is the place. To think this macabre graveyard for war machina was once a park. So this is the park. I'm surprised they found space for one amongst all these buildings. Actually, the recreational areas came first. The houses were built around them. A healthy society requires communal spaces for children to play and adults to socialize. This park was named after the founding father of the Empire, the great Solus Zoscalvus. Ah, I'm at Selk. Did we come to extract ceruleum from the wrecked Magitech? No, we've already drained it dry. Same goes for the rest of the machina in the vicinity. But our ceruleum has been stolen and we scour for every last drop. And while I don't expect to find anything here, I've decided not to try one more time, in case something's been overlooked. I see. Then with your permission, we'll commence the search. Shop counter. Though rather small by Garlean standards, the structure is reminiscent of a merchant stall. Perhaps it's built for children to play at being shopkeeper. There's nothing inside. this is a multi-level thing, so maybe there's something up top. Map. Ooh. And an Aether Current. Ooh. I won't say no to an Aether Current that's just there for me. Several points of interest are marked. The pond, children's play areas. None would require the use of ceruleum. Machina wreckage, probably already drained dry. A cursory inspection confirms the fuel canisters have long been drained. Alfie? I don't imagine there'd be much need for Magitech in a park of all places. But then again, I wasn't raised in Garlemald. They may have uses for ceruleum we've yet to consider. Pond, right? A pond would freeze, so... Should there be something to keep it warm? Children's slide. Contraptions built in the style of an Imperial War Machina armed with a battery of weapons. On closer inspection, it's no more than a children's slide. Okay, but... Whee! Is there something to keep the water warm? Because otherwise it would freeze. Do you have any luck? No, that's why I'm asking about the water. Because it should be frozen over and it's liquid, which means that something's keeping it warm, which I presume is ceruleum driven. There's no sign of any ceruleum. Water! Liquid! Hardly surprising, but disappointing nonetheless. I couldn't help noticing you gazing at the pond. Is something the matter? Yes, I mean, no, I used to bring my brother and sister here to play. The pond was heated to stop it from freezing over. It's like all the other children, they just had to wade in and splash about. Would have stayed there if they didn't drag them out. We'd be sopping wet when all was said and done, every time. Every time we'd get home and Mother would scold us, saying we'd catch our death walking around like that. The pond was heated. Well, sure, Alphado says it and you believe it, but I say it and you don't believe me. God. This ceruleum-powered heater by any chance? I suppose it must have been. Come to think of it, I remember seeing engineers changing a tank beneath the hatch. It was a long time ago, and the waters flowed clear and wasn't this brackish muck. Can't see a thing. I can't remember where the hatch might be. The machinery most likely broke, and the amount of filth in there is predictably the only reason it hasn't frozen over. I'd wager it's still unbearably cold, though. Julius, what are your thoughts on magic? Average Garlean would jump out of their skin if they saw it. But the first has a few foreign signifieri and magicae, so it doesn't scare me. I take it you won't mind if I employ a little now. Alphino, as you have a knack for finding dry wood, why don't you bring me some? Once that's done, a blaster for fire should do the trick. Leave it to me. You're not planning to go in, are you? Of course I am. That tank isn't going to fetch itself. But it's nothing so involved as extracting and precious ceruleum from a frozen lake like how the tappers do it. We're talking about a shallow pond in a park. And we have a way of warming ourselves up after. That's insane. Fancy a dip? Step aside while I drink the pond dry. Then we'll find it in no time. That may be the stupidest thing I've heard in a while. And that's saying something considering who my brother is. I can't fault your enthusiasm, though. Let's do it my way first, and if that doesn't work, perhaps then you can try your method, with Alphino's help.
It's cold.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath, and I'm gonna guess it's, over here. Because it's not gonna be, like, right by us. Hey, I guessed right. I'm like, it's gonna be near the edge, and it's not gonna be right by us for gameplay reasons. And I guessed right. Dum bum bum ba da. Open the hatch and get some ceruleum and freeze your tushy off. And your grand discovery comes at great personal cost, as you become acutely aware of the freezing cold and rancid odor emitting from every limb of your body. Julius will doubtlessly feel compelled to pinch his nose shut when you deliver him your prize. Brr. It's cold. Did you find anything? I hope you did. Temperature regulated ceruleum tank. That's it. And there's still some ceruleum left. Fire's not ready. Hold on, I'll give Alphino a hand. Call me an old Don, because by fire I am reborn, and my clothes are mostly dried out too. I appreciate you recovering the ceruleum. I wish you'd taken the time to discuss your plan beforehand. Despite the way you've been treated, in Lord Quintus's eyes, you're still envoys deserving of protection. If you were to die on my watch, he'd be most displeased. Your concern is duly noted, but all's well that ends well. Julius, you mentioned coming here with your younger siblings. Did you grow up in Garlemald? I did, not far from here. My father was an accomplished researcher in his youth, and for his contributions in the Empire awarded an estate. We lived well, better than many. What was Garlemald like in those days? Everything. It was everything you could imagine, and so much more. Even during the coldest winters, we always found warmth and comfort at home. Coming in from the snow, taking off your coat and sitting down for a hot meal with family. Visiting friends and relatives, receiving that same welcome, knowing they had everything they needed. Walking down the street, seeing lights in all the houses, hearing the faint sounds of laughter and song, of happiness. And although the summers came and went all too quickly, and that brief respite the ice would melt and the forgotten grass make its triumphant return, gray clouds gave way to blue skies. Some mornings we'd climb to the top of the tallest building to watch the sunrise. Never again. Those rooftops are rubble. Those friends dead. Those memories. But if I could reclaim even a fraction of what we once had, soon our chance will come. We just need to hold on a little longer.
How long must we hold on for? A little longer?
As long as there's life, there's hope or something. Alright, now you've recovered from your escapades in the pond. There's another location I'd like to search, just outside the park. Is it your childhood home? Are we going to go raid your family's personal ceruleum stores? As you can see, this place is loaded with the remnants of various types of war machina. While my comrades and I have already recovered the tanks from the less damaged units, those that took a more severe beating are harder to scavenge. We decided to save those for another time, that time being now. Rather than prize them apart piece by piece, it would be quicker to remove the outer casing with compact explosives. With luck, we'll gain access to the tanks without rupturing them. Although the force generated by these devices is relatively weak, I'd advise you to stand well clear to avoid being hit by shrapnel. Before even bothering, though, you should check the Machina's ceruleum gauge to see if there's any left. It should still provide accurate reading, even with the unit itself inactive. If the gauge is broken, I'll let you decide whether to use an explosive or not. Should you need more, come to me. Get to work.
Alright.
Find some ceruleum tanks. It's broken. Well, let's not break it let's not check the broken yet. Empty.
Well, let's see if there's any tanks I can confirm for sure.
This one's broken. I'm not going to use something on a broken unless I've exhausted my potentialities on ones that might read full. Yeah. Broken. Empty. Discovered. New location. Okay,
Also
well,
broken.
These are all broken, so... Well, that one had some in it, so that's fine.
Oh.
Is there anything in this burnt-out husk of a house? I'm getting distracted.
Well, I found one that was half full.
Me too. So that means combined, we have a full tank. More explosives? Wait, is that what I think it is? It's a half-full ceruleum tank, and Ura's got one too. Thank you. Who's Ura? Where did you come from? I thought there were only 3. Why is there... I'm being played. Luck is on your side. With this, we should be able to refuel quite a few of our heaters. It's time we're headed back. Wait here while I go see how alisae and Alphino are faring. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. We're gonna have to go rescue him, aren't we?
Oh, there they are.
Well, I'm glad to be wrong.
Finally escaped the watchful gaze of your keepers, have we?
Hey... You...
Don't react. You'll only draw attention to yourself. Just carry on as you are and listen. After you left with the Garlean lad, Lucia bade a few of us scouts follow you at a discreet distance. We observed you being led into the station, but decided against venturing inside. When you emerged sometime later, and we saw that the twins were sporting Magitech collars, it was clear what had taken place. Now, as quietly as you can, tell me everything.
Blah, 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 they live in a subway.
The Legatus himself, eh? Now there's a surprise. This is also the first I've heard of a plan to join forces with the 10th and storm the Tower of Babel. An interesting development, and perhaps the opportunity we've been waiting for. Our comrades back at the camp also received some rather promising news, but it's still too early to get our hopes up. For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them. With luck, this will all be over soon. Until then.
They had not gone far.
We searched high and low, but no luck, I'm afraid. I might have guessed you'd be the only one to find anything.
I wasn't expecting much to begin with. Eventually, there will be nothing left out here for us to safely salvage.
Darn, if only we had a connection.
Now, this will have to suffice. We should return to the station.
Yep. And maybe consider listening to us and working with us, because we've already established a long-term supply source for Ceruleum.
Ah, there you are. Heard you'd gone hunting for ceruleum above ground. Brought back a king's ransom?
Hardly. But thanks to these three, we have enough to last a little while longer.
Well, well. It's not at all what I was expecting, these ones. For savages, they seem positively docile. It's a poor attempt at humor. In all honesty, I'm grateful for your efforts. But even with another night of warmth, there are those among us who may not live to see the morrow.
I trust your expedition was fruitful.
Lord Quintus!
Use what you procured to refuel the armor.
But, sir, what about the heaters for the camp?
The time for action is upon us. My men and I have matters to discuss. In the meantime, you are to wait here. Do not forget, you are being watched.
Are they gonna attack the camp while we're held prisoner here?
They can't. They're not even in fighting condition. That would be incredibly stupid.
Sigurd will tear them to pieces. Sadu will blast their bones into dust.
I can only speculate. Clearly something requiring their magitech, given what we just heard. Whether they plan to utilize it now, or after they join with the 10th, is another question.
The 10th isn't coming. That should be obvious.
Will they ever escape this cold? Return to and reclaim the idyllic spaces of which Eula spoke?
The idyllic spaces of which the upper classes of Garlemald frolicked while the lower classes enslaved? I think it's important to remember, Julius is like a rich kid.
Finished your war, Council?
Alphino and alisae are to stay here as our prisoners. They will be released once your comrades have relinquished their supplies and withdrawn from Garlean soil. Until our terms are met, they will be detained at a separate location.
After everything we've said and done, this is how you treat us.
Our allies have but limited supplies. They may stave off cold and starvation for a short while, but what then?
The 10th isn't coming, you know that. Oh, he doesn't want to push it. We're getting through to him.
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
Everything will have faith. Will be fine. Have faith. Do as he says. In my story, Halabali and Ura are alongside Thancred.
Get them out of here.
That's my canon Warrior of Light story. Which unfortunately means that Ura and Halabali have got to be really freaking cold right now. Alphino and alisae will be fine, provided they do not resist. No good deed goes unpunished. Alea iacta est. You will accompany me back to your camp, where I will meet with your leader and present Lord Quintus's demands. Before I depart, however, there's something I'd ask of you. Assuming your contingent complies, the supplies of surrender will need to be transported here. That task falls to the legionnaires Marcilianus and Octavia, who will pilot Magitech armor to your headquarters. You're to inform them that we're leaving shortly. Tell them to ask the ill for further details in those words. Once you've seen to that, meet me by the exit. That's a secret message. I've done enough. I grew up in the military. I know this. Hi, Marcelinius.
I haven't, but I know well enough. That's a message. Not sure what he means, but that is definitely something.
Oh, it means that they're gonna fucking stab us in the back and try and kill us all. That's what that means. Obviously. Ask the ill, he said. So that's the way of it after all this. How ironic that you should be the one to deliver the news. If those are my orders, so be it, for the glory of Garlemald. Or is it surrender? It might be surrender. That didn't sound like, haha, we're gonna kill you. That sounded like surrender. Hey, Octavia. What do you want with me? Something ill. Ask the ill. So Quintus has reached a decision. I knew he'd understand. He'd recognize the savage as a ruthless, merciless creature, and to defeat him we too must be uncompromising. I'm ready. In the name of Emperor Varus, for the glory of Garlemald, I'll fulfill my duty. Or suicide? I'm not liking any of this.
This is really bad.
For real. This is going to go poorly for them.
I think it's going to go poorly for everyone.
Mostly for them. Also, Alphino and alisae might be murdered, but that's... I don't know. That's bad, actually. No, I can't. They're my precious children. I want to be all cold about it, but no, they're my precious children. Hi, Julius. Let's go. If you hurt alisae and Alphino, I will kill every single person in this camp. Do you understand? Have you done as instructed? Their duties involve more than the transportation of supplies, don't they? Duty's rarely a simple thing. We have been granted additional orders, though whether we're required to follow them depends entirely on your contingent. You and I are in this together now. Like or not, we have to cooperate. There's one other matter. A place I'd like to visit on the way to your camp. It's a short walk from here. Follow me. Fine. Well, Julius, what are we doing over here? Give me a moment, please. Is this your house? It's seen better days, but I'm sure you can rebuild. I've seen worse, is what I'm saying. That's like an office building.
This is my home. Our home. At least it was, until that night. I was with Lord Quintus when the capital fell, and thus spared. My family, who did not own a radio, were less fortunate.
Why are you saying that they don't own a radio? Have we mentioned around Julius the radio theory? That's an awkward thing to say. So. That's an awkward thing to say. If you don't know that the radio is what saved you.
When dawn came, I made my way here. My parents, my little brother and sister, they were still inside. But they weren't themselves, and they tried to. And I had to. I'd promised to take them away from the capital that very morning, to somewhere safe, to hide until the fighting stopped. I promised. The Garlean flag bears a chain, the bonds between our countrymen. A red link at its center, the blood of the fallen. Our loved ones who lived and died for Garlemald. But if she too fell, who would be left to remember them and their sacrifice? What enduring proof would there be that they were ever here? If we had turned to your gods, would they have saved us? I'm sorry, forget I spoke.
No, you're right about the gods thing. Like, my job is killing gods. Don't worry about it.
We should go.
Like, let me tell you about the time I killed Ifrit. Oh.
It's no use.
Believe me, I do not enjoy being here any more than you. But she wanted us to play along, so that is what we will do.
Alphino, pick up the hint and go be near your sister. It's cold.
It's so cold.
Painfully so. Unbearably.
I've been thinking about what Quintus said. About why no one would accept Garlean rule. Irreconcilable differences. When coexistence isn't an option, only conquest remains. Varys at Gimlet said much the same. Only by uniting the world beneath a single standard would we rid ourselves of the Ascians. United as one people. One race cleansed of imperfections. A cold and unforgiving vision. And when we fail to live up to their standards, what place is there for us in their world?
alisae trans girl headcanon intensifying.
But the truly sad, truly frustrating thing is how damnably similar it all is to the lofty ideals of Father and the Forum. Non-intervention. Always non-intervention. Protect our knowledge and our people, and to hells with the rest of you. And yet, I can see how it happened. Varys and Father looked to their elders for guidance and took their virtues as their own. But for this world was of their making. In who else could they place their trust? All of us lost in a sea of chaos, searching desperately for purpose and meaning. But it shouldn't just be an extension of another's. It has to be ours. It has to be. We all have a stake in this world. No one should be silenced.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a moment, considering what I was ranting about at the start of stream.
Oh.
Maybe we should just kidnap the entire House and Senate and make them play the entirety of FF14 at gunpoint, and then they might go, oh, maybe we shouldn't try to commit genocide against 1% of our population for political gain. Maybe we shouldn't be rounding up people off of the streets with our Gestapo and shipping them to concentration camps in other countries. The men. Someone was asking the question the other day that I realized, oh shit, we know they're sending the men to Sekot, but where are they sending women? Like, God. I've never been a patriot. Not for a long, long time. Even when I worked for the Department of Defense, I wasn't a patriot. Like, it was a job and a potential career, and I've always thought that patriotism was, like, old-fashioned, right? It's the 21st century. We shouldn't be clinging to 19th century ideals of nationalism. We should be looking forward and saying, hey, what can we do to bring the entirety of humanity worldwide to the fore? To embrace the bazillion different visions that the world has. Let everyone's strengths rise and cover each other's weaknesses, and, you know, avoid homogeneity, because, yeah, maybe right now the ideas that those people over there have aren't, like, optimal here, but who knows 100, 200 years in the future whether they're going to suddenly be the ideas that the world needs. But the last couple months in particular, watching as things happen and shit, like... I say with all sincerity, death to America. Oh my god. Like, who's standing up to fight for everyone, huh? Like, that's too much. That's not true. That's not true. I've seen people standing up all across this country. I've seen people shouting and roaring. There's, like, signal chats in our city where people are grouping together, and, like, if ICE tries to take someone during the day here, there will be people lining up and shouting at them, and they have to run away. Like, they have to come through and do that shit in the middle of night, because otherwise people will be there to stop them. And that's happening across the country. And then people are standing up and going, hey, but like not a single person in power. That's not true either. I know that Chris Van Hollen gives a damn because I've yelled at him and shaken my cane at him in person. And I've looked in his eyes and seen him go, oh shit, I was on the wrong side of this. And he was. Like, even in December, Chris was on the wrong side of this when he went, well, we can just pass the NDAA with the trans healthcare ban. It's not that big of a deal. And he's realized, like, already, yeah, no shit, it was a big deal. And we set the stage. But I'm just so fucking tired, right? Like, I want to play video games. I want to play tabletop RPGs. When I do the 1.5 to 2 hour commute in the morning down to my job by train, I want to be able to lean back and read a book and not be worried that, is this the day where I'm going to cross state lines and during the middle of the night, this other state that I don't live in has decided to make my existence illegal. Like, I don't know. It's so freaking tiring. And this is it. This is the simple statement of truth that these weird fucking perverts in government don't seem to understand. We all have a stake in the world. Every single person, from the poorest person to the richest, from the most blue blood American Christian through to the Muslims and the Jewish folk and the Hindus and the Buddhists, from Europe to Africa to New Zealand to Alaska. Every single person has a stake in the world. Everyone has a voice. No one should be silenced. We only get the vast, beautiful nature of creation when every single person is doing their best to fight and live and build their dreams. And I just have to wonder what happened to people like Trump and Rubio and Musk to break them so. To shatter the hearts. To strip them of their humanity. Because it's not hard to go... It's not hard to just not. It's not hard to not. Sorry.
I won't deny that we lack the experience of people such as Father or Quintus. Perhaps they've come to see the world as a series of problems, and the most efficient way of solving them, to reduce everything to fundamental forms. A stone is a stone, a cloud, a flower, no more than that. Simple descriptions that strip the subject of distinguishing characteristics. A man is a man, divided according to race, creed, or allegiance, and to some, defined by such associations.
Is that what you think?
In my misbegotten youth. But what I believed wisdom was no more than aggressive ignorance. I've since learned to look beyond the banners and the politics, to see people as individuals with their own hopes and dreams. As for my dream of building a better world, well, every day I'm reminded that it is far more complex than I had ever imagined. But it only spurs me onward, to find the wisdom and the strength to see it through to the very end.
All of our supplies and an immediate withdrawal. These are your conditions?
Sadhu.
Demands. And you forgot about the airship. Once again, you will leave one behind. It will be used to return the prisoners. Their collars will be removed prior to the exchange.
So
Now,
in the end, not even Father's expertly worded rhetoric could deter you from your chosen course.
Huh?
Not that I thought for a moment that it would. I've no love for violence, of course, but ours is a cause worth fighting for. I just wish he'd realize it too.
Alisae, we know you love violence. Don't lie.
Sometimes the only way to protect the ones you love is to take a stand, to refuse to suffer in silence. I want you to know I share your conviction. Whether it be on the battlefield or in the debating chamber, I won't back down. I guess what I'm saying is...
You've found your own reason to fight.
Yes. Yes, I have. God's willing, there will come a day when we can finally lay down our arms, and there will be peace. But not until the Telophoroi have been defeated once and for all. And you, brother, will have a vital part to play. By your words and deeds, you'll lead the way.
I pray I am up to the task.
I pray you don't fulfill the death flags that are flying
There'll
all over
always
the
be
place.
naysayers. Those who think us fools for even trying. It's easy for learned elites to criticize earnest efforts and assert their moral superiority, all without offering alternatives. Not that their sophistry has ever wounded you. So stubborn and strong. Stronger than you even know. Don't ever change, you hear me? If you stumble, I'll be there to catch you. Or give you a thick ear. Maybe both, for good measure.
Thank you, Alisae.
Hi, Estinian.
yay.
The scouts have secured Alisae and Alphino. Their collars were removed without complication as well. They report no casualties, not for their party nor the guards, who will wake from their premature slumber in due course.
It would appear the situation has changed. I propose new terms. We have information that will be of great interest to Lord Quintus, and I wish to speak with him in person.
No. In the event you rejected our first proposal, we came prepared with a second.
Ambush!
Well, there's hardly any of them.
Make ready!
Oh, there's hardly any of them.
We, the loyal soldiers
not even
of
good
the
at
First
aiming.
Legion, proud servants of Garlemald, of the fallen Emperor Varys, shall safeguard these lands from the barbarian hordes until our countrymen return!
Oh no.
Stop, both of you!
This child may be the worst emissary I have ever seen.
We received an urgent communication from the Grand Company of Eorzea. Envoys from the Imperial Army, led by members of the 10th Legion, came to Alamigo and requested an audience. They explained that their efforts to coordinate the reclamation of the capital with the aid of the 4th, 5th, 8th, and 12th had ended in failure. Communication between most legions has broken down entirely. Most of the 10th's conscripts have deserted, leaving their forces severely depleted. That is why, unable to continue the fight on their own, they and their allies turned to the Grand Company of Eorzea for aid.
Lies! Every word!
It is the truth, and I have not finished. The 10th has requested that we deliver a message to Lord Quintus. Have the ill stand down.
You have been listening, my lord? What are your orders?
Inform her that we will honor the 10th's decision.
Ooh, peace. Yay.
Bereft of hope, and now dignity.
That's fine, you don't need dignity.
I release you from your duty. All of you.
With a bit of re-education, you can probably still be useful to the world, honey. You're sad now, but it'll be better later.
I take solace, your radiance, in the knowledge you are not here to witness our debasement. 'Twas a grand, glorious dream we shared. Of a world united, of peace and prosperity. We are ghosts, you and I, memories of days gone by. Bonds forged in blood that I will not see tarnished.
I don't like that. Game, what? Sir? We can get you therapy, sir. Sir.
Quickly! We have to reach the station before it's too late.
If there is still a chance that Quintus will agree to a truce, we must take it.
I just hope we get there before he and his men do something rash.
Alisae.
That. I'm sorry. I need a moment.
Yeah, understandable. Holy shit! At least they didn't show it on screen. Although actually I think it probably would have hit less if they'd shown it on screen instead of cutting away to all optimistic alisae. Oh no. This game. We will make no attempts to resist. Oh my god. Pat, pat. Much and more has occurred since last we met. As for determining what comes next, we must speak with Lord Quintus. We're gonna get a hat! Before we proceed, tell me what you know of the First Legion and disposition of their forces. They're sick and dying in a subway. They're preparing for war while the refugees in their care were left to go hungry. A reckless, short-sighted plan that risks the welfare of the people they're sworn to protect. But nonetheless, we cannot compel them to accept our aid. If we were to arrive in force with the intent to do so, we'd only incite panic. Perhaps they can be persuaded to follow one of their own. Go with Julius back to the station and have him lead the refugees here. Some may be unwilling to leave, but for the time being, I'll take what I can get. Alphino, alisae, and the scouts sent to extricate them should already be at the station. I'll have our other comrades in the area lend their support should it be needed. Understood. I'm gonna go talk to Sadu. Sadu! It was a grave error not to post sentries further from the camp. Had we seen the Garlands sooner, we would have slain them long before this truce was called. They engaged us of their own free will and deserve to die warriors' deaths. Even so, I've not forgotten why we're here, and I will stay my hand for now. Thank you, Sadu. Thank you, Sadu. Keep an eye on Sadu, Serena.
I'm just more surprised that they completely whiffed their ambush. Like, I was, like, standing there still, and they somehow missed all their shots.
Yeah, we can't even teleport because... Let's just go. Maybe you're a slow one. Alright, Behemoth. There's a reason Behemoth's on my bar. Behemoth may be slow, but actually not really. And it just feels really nice to ride Behemoth.
Well, thank goodness Thancred knows how to tail someone without being undetected.
Yeah. I still don't like Thancred, but I can admit that he's good at his job. And he's less bad now that he's, like, married to Urianger and not hitting on everything that moves. But still. Wah. That whole cutscene was a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that cutscene was, like, meant to be a lot, but I don't think it was intended to be quite as much of a lot as it ended up being. That's a highway! The highway fell on the house. Oh no. Yeah, that's like the freeway.
I think I went the wrong way.
I'm cutting through the city, which is probably adding time to my trip, but it let me see that the freeway had fallen on a house. Guess we just walked past the automated death machines that should be causing me problems, but I'm like a million levels over leveled.
I think I missed the entrance.
The entrance is on the northern edge of everything. Oh, what are you? Oh, you're a surface train station, I see. They have a surface... See, look here. City planners. See here, they have a surface train station. And then a little public plaza. And then the subway. This is how you do it. Instead of surface train station, parking lot, and then like no connection into other transit besides a bus. I know you're like, but then how will people drive? But like, you can put the parking like in a building nearby. You don't like, you want people to be able to just not have to drive. Hi, alisae. I'm sure nothing's gone wrong. Gobo and Julius. We arrived just before you did, and too late. Too late for what? What happened? It's Lord Quintus. He took his own life. After the news about the 10th, he relieved us of our duties. Then, when he was alone, he... No, he wouldn't. Thancred and the others, assisted by the soldiers, have seen to the remains. In due course shall the legatus be afforded a proper burial. He released us from our duty. He wanted us to be free, to choose our own fate. Without him to guide us, we're... I have just this moment spoken with Lucia. We're ready to commence the transfer of refugees here to Camp Broken Glass, should they be willing to accept our aid. Some would rather die. Most of us just want to live. Songs and standards be dead, we just want to live. We'll need to speak with the refugees. They'll have to decide for themselves if they wish to come with us. If any would prefer to say we have supplies brought over for them, it'll be a hard journey for the others, but we'll see they reach our camp safely. I love that all the aura from the steps are just bundled up nice and cute. Aye. Pat pat. Julius is having a bad day. We're kind of all... Oh my god. I mean, I didn't expect the Garlean War to be sunshine and roses, but I didn't expect it to be this. You gonna be okay, First Legion soldier? What happened to his family? The first was all Julius had left. Now even that's been taken away from him. He's not alone in that either. It's a comfort in having someone to follow, someone to lead. Oh no. Theodora, are you doing okay? I do hope the Ilsabard contingent actually makes some kind of difference around here. Chuchuto, I don't know who you are, but are you okay? Oh, the road's covered, don't you worry. Things may get chaotic out. Oh, you're the rogue. You're the rogue girl from the Thieves Guild. Things may get chaotic out here, but just take it slow and steady as you can, all right? But you're not a Garlean. You're fine. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for covering. Malleus? Get out of my ear. I don't need you or your drivel. Decimus? Lord Quintus was our rock in the storm. And now we're without a leader, without direction. Nonetheless, we must live on, even if it means consorting with our former enemies. What do you want? I want to make sure that you're all okay. Astidian, be nice. I know not how to offer encouragement or solace to these poor souls. If it's safe passage to our camp they need, I can oblige. Queso? For many years, I have loved putting on my chips the sauce that was named after you. And I want to know that I stand here in solidarity, even if we used to be enemies. What the hell are you talking about? Sabanius? It was only ever a dream, wasn't it? I think we could reclaim it. We built it all ourselves. Before this began, I sent my wife and daughter away to the provinces. there's a chance I might see them again, I'll take it. So take me with you, please. Queso, not my name. We got the Arthrites sorted in the end. All it took was some adjustments. Now it works as well as it ever did. What I can tell, the one Latium's also functioning. That's where you lot are staying, isn't it? Now that most of us are packing up and leaving, I reckon there'll be more use for me and my skills at your camp. Does that mean? Oh. We're gonna be coming back here in a moment, probably. No, I need to check in with Julius. I can't just... Are you okay? Why? I know the joke is follow your leader, but like, I actually don't like it. But it is like, hi, Nazis, if you can't be better, do what that guy did. Just please don't make it everyone else's problem like he did. Thanks. Claudius, how are you? It's you, the one who treated me with kindness. I heard from the others you're not from around here. Thought you were one of us. Not that it makes such a difference now. Purebloods, migrants, savages. After a while, the words start to lose meaning. Until all you're left with is anger and fear and hate, and I'm too tired. If you and yours have come to offer aid, I'll be glad to accept. Alpha, no. I was right that we would come back here, but... Fengrid, what's going on? Best not to dwell on it. You're right. We have work to do. Alfie. We have much to discuss. Our rescue, the attack on Camp Broken Glass. What we hope to talk about with Quintus. But all that can wait. More urgent matters demand our attention. Are any of the refugees willing to come to camp? Yes. Thank the 12. Thank the 12. You and I should go first and secure the route back to Camp Broken Glass. With all the creatures and tempered skulking about, I expect we'll have our hands full. This should come in handy. Conqueror's Chain, courtesy our elements and friends. I'd save it for the tempered, though. I'll mark a few points that need surveying on your map. Once you've taken care of the riffraff, we'll meet back in camp. I kind of am not in the mood to deal with riffraff right now. I think I'm done.
I'll go on ahead and take care of them then.
Okay, I'm sorry. This has hit very hard.
Yeah, just